Welcome to Parlay Power Hour for June 28th, 2021. First thing, I got an announcement to make. We fired our production assistant. We hired a new one, and they got the date right. Okay, Will, so you're fired. Grant, you're the new production assistant on this show. So shout out to you, Grant. I'm going to start with you. What day of the week, or no, not what day of the week, what hour of the day is this?
Well, I'll answer both questions. It's the best day of the week because the show is back, and it's the best hour of the day on Parlay Power Hour.
There you go. You just saved me there because I had a little mess up as the host. But you saved me there, Grant. I appreciate it. That's why you're the number one co-host on this show. I'm going to go the second best co-host, even though there's only two of you guys. And we're going to talk with Will. Will, how you doing today?
I'm not doing bad. I'm not bad. The internet was trying to get against me this morning. Almost missed the show, but we're here. We made it. We're gonna have a great hour of Parlay Power Hour.
Your contract says if you miss one show, you're fired. Just to let you know that.
Well, I made it, so we're here.
There you go, because you know what? You care about the show. You care about Parlay Power Hour. We care about the people, the viewers, and we're going to give you guys a lot of great picks today. Make sure to subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network on YouTube. Got a lot of great shows coming up. Will the Wizard Reed will be talking NHL hockey with Amber Williams tonight at 5. And then Grant, Jaya, and Sierra, and Akshay, a bunch of other great panelists, will be talking about the NBA conference semifinals or conference finals. So you got to love that. That's all tonight. So make sure you subscribe. Also, in other news, rest in peace to the New York Yankees. Figured I would throw that in there. Everyone, first, can you guys apologize to me, please? Say you're sorry. Say you're sorry.
Well, I don't know if I'm willing to go that far. I'll just say you were right, but I'm not apologizing. I stand on it.
say you're sorry.
Our deepest condolences from me and Grant for ripping on your Yankee or your Red Sox pick past weekend. I still had some good faith in the Yankees, but a sweep did not look good.
No, it didn't. And you know what? I'm going to say one thing right now. I believed in the Red Sox. I said the Red Sox were going to take 2 or 3 from the Yankees. They did that. On Sunday, I picked against the Red Sox. I picked the Yankees because Garrett Cole was on the mound, and I want to apologize to everybody in the Boston Red Sox community for doing that. I did not believe in this team, but you know what? They're the freaking gold standard right now in the American League East. The Yankees are not. The Yankees aren't going to be playing October baseball. They're going to be vacationing, watching the Red Sox win the American League pennant this year. Mark my words on that. Well, maybe not the Astros, but they'll be in the American League Championship Series. That's my one hot take for the day. So let's get into records. Grant, 42-33. I don't know what you did on Friday. This is the honor system here. I think you said you were like 2-2. Okay, 2-2.
2-2.
42-33. You're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's all right. Could be better. Could be worse. We've talked about it before. I just throw a bunch of eggs at the wall, see which ones stick and which ones don't break.
Yep, there you go. Will the Wizard Reed? Mr. Ty, Mr. Push over here. 25-17-4. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'd much rather put the 4 at the end of that record, the 25-17. After like 2 straight 2-2 days, the -4 looks a lot better than just playing 25-17. So we'll put that on there for now.
You know what's funny, though? Like, it doesn't help your winning percentage at all, just to let you know that. It does not help. It just sugarcoats it to the watchers, the viewers, the listeners, all that good stuff. All right, Tanner Kern, 27-19. What do you know? I went 3-0 on Friday. I started the weekend right. Had a great weekend. Watched the Red Sox beat the Yankees 3 times. Listened to them hammer Garrett Cole 9-2 on Sunday, so that was great. I'm going to throw in a lot of Red Sox shade. I'm on 3 shows. I already had daily picks. I'm on this, and I got my baseball show tonight. It will be the only topic of discussion on my end for my baseball show tonight will be the Red Sox whooping the Yankees ASS is this weekend in Fenway Park. That's going to be my only topic. So let's get into it, guys. Grant, we're going to start in the hardwood tonight. He's got the Clippers at +5.5. I feel like he still thinks the Suns are going to win this, but who knows? Suns under 214. Grant, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, you would be exactly right. I think the Suns are going to win this game. When we were going back and forth about how I disagreed with Suns in 4, I said Suns in 5, but not Suns in 4. And lo and behold, I was right. So I'm taking the Clippers here at +5.5. You know, I've talked about it pretty much every time I've picked the Clippers because the Clippers have been a team, even though I hate them, they've been a good team to cover the spread because they play teams so tight. They lost game 2 by 1 point. They lost game 4 by 4 points. When the game they won, it was relatively convincing. That's what they do. When they win big. And when they lose close. As far as the under here, ever since Chris Paul came back to the lineup, we've seen that the Suns have played at a much slower pace. And obviously he was very rusty when he came back. I don't think he'll be as bad. But even in his second game back, the team only scored 84 points, which is, I didn't check, but I would guess that's in the bottom 3 outputs they've had this entire season. So Clippers in the under, plain and simple.
Now, there you go, making a billion picks again. But anyways, I'm going to talk about my bet in this game after we go over to Will. Will does not, I don't know if Will likes the total for the whole game, but he does like Paul George going over 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We've seen this bet out of Will multiple times with different players. It has never seemed to work, but he's going for it again tonight. Talk to me about it, Will.
It worked this weekend. If you guys turned into the best bets of the weekend, I did go Paul George over 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That hit. Paul George, I believe, put out 29, 15, and 4, something like that, or 15 and 6 or something. He barely covered it, but I'm going to go with it again. I think Paul George has a big game tonight. It'll probably be off of his points and rebounds, not so much the assist. He's been grabbing a lot of boards recently. Obviously, he's going to take so many shots with Kawhi Leonard out of the lineup. I think he keeps this one close. I do like the plus 5.5 out of Grant. I won't decide the winner. I think the Clippers do have a chance to pull this one out, but it's going to be tough against the Suns team with Chris Paul back. But I like the over 44.5 for Paul George.
Yeah, I don't mind the over 44.5 from Paul George, but you know what I do like? Suns minus 5.5. Why do I like Suns minus 5.5? Because the money line was too much of a scared money bet. On the money line, they're plus, I think they're minus two something tonight. That ain't winning any money for anyone. I put that in a parlay. It's it only brought up the parlay barely anything. I don't know how to say it, the terminology, but did not bring the parlay up very well. I like Suns minus 5.5 here. Suns in 4. Suns in 4. I know you guys are going to say it's game 5, but Suns in 4 is a mentality. It's a mindset. It's a way of freaking life. Okay. Chris Paul delivers tonight. I like how you said he's going to slow down the pace. He is going to slow down the pace. He's going to deliver enough to get them to cover tonight. They're going to have a convincing win in game 5 because they should have done it in game 4, and they're going to do it in game 5 by 5.5 points, 6 points for those math.
I will say that, as much as I've been talking about how the Clippers play teams tight, the Suns, when they've closed teams out, they have closed them out. It has not been close. It started with Devin Booker scoring 31 points in the first half of game 6 against the Lakers. The Suns, they're very much a third quarter team in the sense that if they have the lead going into the third quarter, it's usually game over. That being said, Clippers make a lot of third quarter comebacks. So I think this game's either going to be a 1-point game or it's going to be a 20-point game. We just got to wait and see.
Yeah, you read my mind, Grant. Now, if only we can get on the same page for soccer, then we're really going to be – the Parlay Power Hour is going to be taken to the next level. So we're going to go to, let's see here. Let me see what we got here. We got some baseball, but you know what? We're going to talk a little hockey. We'll save the baseball for the end. The Lightning and the Canadiens under 5. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final is tonight. Make sure to check out Will, the Wizard Reed, and Amber Williams talking about the Stanley Cup at 5 o'clock tonight on the Sports 2.0 Network. Again, free advertising. Got to throw that in there. Lightning Canadiens under 5. Why do you like this under?
Once again, I'm going with the under 5. You guys always harped on me. I never get the extra 0.5, but this time the line actually started at 5. There was no movement up to 5.5. The bettor's really liking the under today. So we got the Lightning versus Canadiens under 5. Carey Price on one side, Andre Vasilevsky on the other side for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Both astounding goaltenders. They're going to keep the puck out of the net. I think the Lightning probably win this one in a close one, maybe 2-1. 3-2. 3-2 would keep it under and push, but I think they win a close one here. I'm not confident with that money line though. The money line scared money, as Tanner would like to call it, at minus 200. So I'm not going to take that here, but I'll be pretty comfortable with the under.
I'm not going to say anything about your under. I do like the under bet in this game. I am going to say one thing, Grant. What do you think I'm going to say right now?
Is it about me picking 3 unders today?
No, that life's too short to bet the under or whatever Barstool says about that. I'm not going to talk. Well, I can make fun of you for that later. But you don't line shop, dude. Line shop. Help the people out. I just went on FanDuel. You can get this for under 5.5. Anyways, you can't get it for minus 105, though. That's one thing I'm going to say. it's a lot worse odds.
Well, if you're watching the show, go over to FanDuel then. Get it under 5.5. It'll treat you much more nicely.
Will has the approach of, if I can't win, I'll go for the push. I'm just avoiding the loss.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's scared money. Scared money don't make money. You're just looking to get your money back from the sports book tonight, Will. What do you think about that?
Well, if I get it back, then I mean, I'll take it.
All right, I'm just being a little hard on you right now because you didn't apologize to me about making fun of my Red Sox.
Oh, I said my deepest condolences.
Yeah, you know what, though? That's not a direct apology. I want a direct apology. All right, so we're going to go to baseball. We're going to talk about the Red Sox, but we're going to save them for the end of the show because they deserve the headlining spot. We'll go with Grant here. Grant, I'm surprised you didn't pick a soccer bet today, but anyways, Royals, money line, and the Reds. Oh, no, we're not doing that right now. Giants plus 1.5 versus the Dodgers under 8. Walker Buehler's tomorrow. Trevor Bauer, Anthony DeSclafani on the mound tonight. Grant, talk to me about this one.
Yeah, so real quick, just because I know I have such a huge constituency across the pond, I've wanted to take the soccer bets, but Croatia, Spain, France, Switzerland, we talk about how much money there is to be made in soccer, and the bets were still plus 200 or minus 200 or more on the favorite. FanDuel has odds for a tie, which is impossible. So I don't even think they did their homework. They don't even know what's going on. So no soccer bets today. As much as I wanted to, I'll have some tomorrow, I promise. But back to baseball here. I know you love the Dodgers, and I think obviously the Dodgers are one of the best teams in baseball. Do you have a Dodgers shirt under a Red Sox hoodie? Oh, you can't. That's a false claiming. You can't do that. So Dodgers have lost 4 of their last 7. Giants have won 10 of their last 12. They did lose their last game to the Athletics. I think I said they would beat the Athletics in game 1, but they would lose other games in the series. I think you agreed with me on that one. You mentioned it. We've got one of the best pitching matchups that are possible here. DeSclafani, 2.77 ERA. Trevor Bauer, 2.57 ERA. Both teams in the top 6 for scoring and for runs allowed here. So it really just depends on what we're going to get. Are we going to get an offensive masterclass? Or are we going to get a defensive masterclass? But with the Giants, if you give me plus 1.5, I got to take them here.
Yeah, I do like the Giants at plus 1.5, especially how they've been playing baseball right now. The under is a little scary for me because, again, you got Cody Bellinger. He's homering right now. He's coming back. The whole Dodgers lineup is getting healthy. And I was surprised when I looked at the analytics, the stats, but the Giants have one of the best offenses in baseball, which is very scary. Most efficient offenses in baseball. So you get runners in scoring position. Under 8 is just very low for me. We could see you having a push next to your name tomorrow, just like Will the Wizard over here. Now, William, what's your thoughts on Giants plus 1.5 and Dodgers under 8 and the million bets that Grant makes every day?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the over has a decent shot here. The Dodgers and Giants have both been scoring runs. They can both run the bases well. It's pretty scary. Obviously Bauer and DeSclafani are great pitchers, but a few runs across the board, get the relievers in there. Maybe they allow some runs, so this one could go over. Giants plus 1.5 at minus 134. I don't see any problem with it. As Grant was mentioning, they've been playing some really good baseball lately. They have a pretty good chance here against the LA Dodgers, so I don't mind that bet.
Are the Giants for real?
I think we need more time to tell.
Okay.
No, we do not need time to tell. They will be in the championship series.
The National League Championship Series?
Yes.
Before they get beat by the Dodgers or Padres.
It's going to be one of those two. And if we're saying are they for real, if they make the championship series with this roster, then they're absolutely for real. It's not like we're looking at the Astros and it's like championship or bust. If these guys make the championship series, it's absolutely a success in my eyes.
Yeah, in the American League, and we can say this for another time, but nobody's like championship or bust in my opinion. I just don't think anyone's probably the Astros because of how weak the American League is, but I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, I think the Giants are legit. I don't know if they win the division, but I think they are legit. So we'll go down here. We'll got the Astros on the run line, minus 1.5 versus the Orioles, minus 158. This is like you never get run lines for this bad of a deal, but when the Astros are playing the Orioles, sportsbooks need to protect themselves because they would lose so much money if they gave this to us at like minus 110. So, Will, I like this. I mean, I think everyone liked this. I think if you don't even know sports, you like this. So talk to me about it.
Yeah, I mean, you also got the pitching matchup to factor in here. I think it's like Tom, I don't know, or Tom or Tim Eshelman for the Orioles. He has one loss to his name, but his ERA is like 7.18. Then you got the 89-mile-per-hour Zach Greinke fastball on the other side, as Tanner likes to call him. But this should be pretty easy for the Astros. They've been playing impeccably lately. The Orioles have not. The Astros have been scoring runs like crazy. The -1.5 should be easy to cover against the Orioles.
Impeccably. That's a nice little word there. Impeccably. Grant, do you think the Astros will impeccably cover the -1.5 run line tonight at -158?
Oh yeah, I think that they're primed for a demonstrative success in this game. I'll leave the other magic words to the wizard over there. But do you guys know how many games the Orioles have won in their last 18?
Let me 16. I feel like it's going to be a trick answer and say 18. They've lost 18 of their past 18, but I don't think that's the case. I think 17. I think they've lost 16 of their past 18.
Yes, the Astros winning out of the last 18.
Oh, what the Astros?
No,
right?
No. I said how many of the Orioles lost in their last 18?
Probably like 15 or 16 games.
16. They've won 2 games in the past month or 3 weeks, whatever it is. Tanner said it perfectly. Like -158 probably still is injustice. It's probably more like a -200 game. But they can't do that to you. But Astros win this one all day long. If the Astros lose this game, then I don't know. I'll cut my hair off.
So I wouldn't say that. I would not count out the Orioles today. And you know what? I think the Orioles are very bad at baseball, but I wouldn't count them out. I had someone on on MLB Daily Picks this morning comment at me saying, "Hey, do the Astros bounce back today?" And I said, "I sure as hell hope they bounce back. They're playing against the Orioles." But they lost to the Detroit Tigers this weekend. Like, they lost to the Detroit. If you can lose to the Tigers, I know they got to kill Baду and all that and whatever, but if you can lose to the Tigers, you can definitely lose to the Orioles, so just keep that in mind. That's why I stayed away from the run line. I stayed away from the money line. Now, I do think the Astros will murder the Orioles today. I'm not saying that, but I do like the over in this game. Here's why. Zach Greinke on the mound. One of the best pitchers in baseball that does not throw, probably the best pitcher in baseball that barely breaks 90, maybe besides Wade Miley. They're both in that conversation. But he's going to miss a few spots. Hopefully the Orioles take them deep. But realistically, the Astros against Eshelman can cover this on their own. Like, this should be the team total today because they're going to go over this. So this is an over lock, -112. I'm going to add another element to Parlay Power. This is my lock of the day. Orioles versus Astros over 9.5. Lock it up right now.
Tanner, you know what's interesting, actually? Sorry, just going back to what you said earlier. That the Tigers were actually 3-0 against the Astros in a series earlier this year. The Tigers but they just have their number for some reason. It looks like.
Well, you know what? Maybe the Boston Red Sox. Maybe how about that? Maybe the New York Yankees should go get some Detroit Tigers at the trade deadline. Stick them on their roster. Maybe they'll start winning. They'll get to the American League Championship or the American League Division Series. They'll beat the Astros. That's what the Yankees need to do. Grant, you got to call up Brian Cashman right now and tell him that.
I don't know if that logic would carry over, but I'll hop on the line and see what I can do.
All right, love that. He's always trying. He's a Yankees fan at heart. I know he is. I know he hates me. I think he just hates me, so he hates the Red Sox automatically. But what are you gonna do?
My only Yankee loyalty is to the Gainesville Yankees. Remember, starting pitcher number 3, Grant Mitchell, most strikeouts in the league, throwing and batting. That is a fact.
Okay,
I led strikeouts on both ends.
Young Shohei Ohtani out there.
Yeah, not Shohei Ohtani. All right, so let's get into are we at Royal? Okay, Will's got one more Nationals money line before we get into the game that matters with the Red Sox. Nationals money line -100 versus the Mets. Nationals did not have was it the Mets did not? When I looked at this morning, there was no pitcher named. So I don't really have much input right now until you tell me who's pitching.
Yeah, I believe the Mets are going to put Jared Eichhoff on the mound. He's returning back from the minors after a quick stint there. But I believe it'll be Paulo Espino on the mound for the Nationals. He's been decent this year, 1-2, 2.21 ERA. Eichhoff's only pitched 4 innings since being called up to the majors. He allowed 3 hits, 3 walks, and I believe he had 3 strikeouts, so just threes across the board over 4 innings. I think he gets a little rattled today in his first few innings, allows a few runs. Maybe Kyle Schwarber hits another leadoff home run. He's been red hot lately. I looked at Juan Soto. I mean, you've been asking for it too, Tanner. We've been wanting Juan Soto to step it up, play some big-time baseball for the Nationals. Hopefully he pulls through. But with a pitcher matchup that's not a lot of innings pitched, I think the Nationals pulled this one out.
Yeah, I mean, Grant, what do you think?
Yeah, so the Nationals, we talked about it before we were heading into this weekend. The Nationals have been on a really hot stretch, and then, of course, I picked them to beat the Marlins, and they get stomped, but then they bounce back later. Mets have been very average. It's like they win a game, they lose a game, they win a game, they lose a game. I like what Will said about Eichhoff returning from the minors. Just changing situations like that. I feel like it can throw off your rhythm in a sense. So I would take the Nationals in this one. I think they score maybe 3-4 runs in the first couple of innings, and then they just have that lead for the rest of the game.
Yeah. And now I made on daily picks this morning, I did pick the Nationals as well. My logic was because I didn't really have a pitching matchup to go off of. I looked at what the Mets did this weekend against the Phillies. They lost 2 of 3, and they blew so many opportunities, which is what we've come to know with the Mets. They're a team that masters not being clutch. They're a team that can't find the big hit, can't make the big play. And, I partially blame Frankie Lindor for that because he needs to step up. I know he's gotten a little hot lately, but what we're calling Frankie Lindor hot should not be considered Frankie Lindor hot right now. That's all I'm saying about that.
Not with that contract.
What?
Not with that contract.
No, not with that contract. You know what? I could play better than Frankie Lindor right now if they gave me $341 million. He had to get the extra 1 to be the highest paid player in baseball. He had to get that 1, but he ain't worth more than $1 million right now. I'm not saying that's going to be the case down the road because he is one of the best ball players in baseball, but I hope he has a better sophomore year with the Mets. Sophomore year. That's my big word of the day, boys. All right. We're going to go to the game that matters right now. There's only one game in baseball that matters every night. And it's the one that the Boston Red Sox are playing in, the new savages of the American League East, I'd like to call them. Royals money. Oh, here we go. We got another under. You said I forgot about this. Grant's taking 3 unders. I think that's kind of a soft move. Will, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, in this one, there's always this game's going to be interesting. Got Garrett Richards on the mound, the big time over guy for the Red Sox, but Danny Duffy on the other side. The under it feels pretty safe here, but I feel
Hey, quit taking all my notes. It's my pick.
You know what? Wait. When we were messaging about our picks this morning, Will was making fun of this bet so much, and now he's on your side. He just wants to go against me.
Let me make this clear. Garrett Richards can cover this himself if he wants to tonight. I don't think he does. But there's a good chance Garrett Richards does Garrett Richards things and makes this game go over.
All right, well, stop taking the spotlight from Grant. Grant, why do you like the under and the Royals why do you like the Royals on the money line, first of all? That's a slap in my face. That's just a slight at me. And then why do you like the under?
Do you want me to be completely honest with you?
Yeah.
You were a factor, not the biggest factor, but, I was looking at the games. I was like, let me see if I can find a reason that the Red Sox are going to lose. So I did my digging here. The Royals have lost 5 straight and 9 of 12. Red Sox coming off a big weekend against the Yankees. I think they're going to be emotionally hungover, like we just won the championship. We can take a night off here. They're running into a buzzsaw in Duffy. Now, Kansas City, not the best team in baseball, but Duffy has a 1.81 ERA. Garrett freaking Richards, 4.74 ERA. He's 4-5 this year. I've looked over. I crunched the numbers. I got my team of statisticians to do the extra digging here. He's thrown like a 4-point-something ERA in all of his last 5 or 6 starts. So even though we talk about how he's always prone to giving up the home run, it's not like he gives up a ton of them. Maybe he gives up another 4 runs today. The Royals win 4-1. You can take it to the bank and don't put my name on it, but take it to your bank still.
Richards went like 1.2 innings last time he was on the bump, first of all, and he gave up 5 runs in the first inning. Just to let you know.
Tanner, you want to know what I think Grant did for his final score there? He did a 4-1 final score. I think he did this little ERA add-up thing again. where he added up Garrett Richards' ERA, Danny Duffy's ERA, and was like, you know what, 4-1 sounds good. Going under, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if betting was as easy as just say, hey, your ERA is this, your ERA is this, it's definitely going to be under. If you have a 4 and you have a 4 and the ERA or the over on the sports book's 10, that's definitely going to go under. Here's what I'm going to say. Go ahead, Grant. Go ahead. Then
the
I'm going
Royals
to
won 2 of 3 against the Sox a couple weeks ago.
That was a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, of course. So I can't talk about the Tigers beating the Astros months ago, but even a couple weeks ago is too long ago now.
Well, I think a couple weeks ago with the Red Sox, I think it is too long ago. I think it's too long with the Astros. I think it's too long with the Red Sox because they're both different teams right now than we saw. Like when the Astros got swept by the Tigers earlier this year, were they really were we saying, okay, the Astros are the best team in baseball? We still thought the White Sox were good. And the White Sox suck. All right, here's what I'm going to say. We're talking about the Red Sox right now, the only game that matters in baseball. Here's what I'm going to say to you, Grant Mitchell. All right, you ready for this? You talk about the Red Sox being deflated from this weekend, right? You say, oh, they're deflated. They're not going to have energy like they just won the World Series. This weekend didn't even cause them to lose a single ounce of energy. It did not cause them to lose a single ounce of energy. You know why? Because the Red Sox are here and everyone else is down here. The Red Sox could care less about the New York Yankees. That was like playing the freaking Miami Marlins, Pittsburgh Pirates, Detroit Tigers. That's what the Yankees are playing right now. That's what the Yankees are playing right now. They're worried about the Tampa Bay Rays. That's all they got to worry about in the American League East.
Well, I don't know about the American League East, but tonight they got to worry about the Kansas City Royals.
In the Cupcake Central.
It's Duffy time.
Okay.
Get on board or get out.
Look what we just did to Garrett Cole yesterday.
Who has a
Garrett
5
Cole
ERA?
Is still, crying right now. 1, because he can't use spider tack. 2, because he got shelled by he just didn't know what hit him yesterday. I'm going to say one thing. The Red Sox, this game could go under. It could go under, but it's more likely that it goes over because what we did to Garrett Cole, we're going to do it to Danny Duffy today. And Garrett freaking Richards is good for at least 8 runs in his start.
Well, obviously, I could say this game could go over, but I don't ride the fence, unlike you, apparently. The Royals in the under.
All right, you guys heard it here.
Is this game at Fenway?
Take it off the screen.
This game at Fenway?
It's at Fenway.
I don't think the Royals can win this one.
There you go. I don't think. Yeah. Listen, I think the Red Sox. I'm never picking against the Red Sox again. You know why? Because they are the new savages of the American League, and that's all you got to know about this show. If you could take 1 point away, Red Sox savages Parlay Power Hour for June 28th, 2021. That was a great show, boys. That was a great show. We're getting up to 30 minutes. I don't know. If the people want 30 minutes, we're going to give the people 30 minutes. But we got to get some feedback from the fans. Let us know in the comments if you guys think the Red Sox are going to win tonight. They are, so just comment yes. But anyways, final thoughts from Will the Wizard.
Well, I'm definitely going to be tuning into this Red Sox-Royals matchup now that it's been so hyped up on Parlay Power Hour. I'm pretty excited for this one. I can't wait to see Garrett Richards allow some runs, and we'll see what Danny Duffy does. Grant was saying it was Danny Duffy time. Hopefully he pulls through for him.
The group chat is we're going to obliterate each other in the group chat tonight. But anyways, Grant, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts, this is my first day taking 6 picks in a long time. We're going back to my roots here, what started the show, and I'm going 6-0 today. No doubt.
You already lost 2 with the Royals and the under. So the best you can do is 4-2. Here's my final thoughts for the day. The Boston Red Sox are going to win tonight, even though I didn't pick that. That game is going to go over because Garrett Richards and the Red Sox are savages. Number 3, Suns in 4 is a mentality. It's a lifestyle. The Red Sox are playing with that lifestyle right now, that mindset, and that's why they're going to go over tonight. That was Parlay Power Hour for June 28, 2021. Thanks for joining us this morning. Subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network, and we will see you guys tomorrow for another episode.